Senator Glazer.
We got the families are here today, which is so nice. Madam President and members, we face a lot of issues on this floor that are problems. It's a part of our world, a part of our jobs, to try to figure out how to solve them. And certainly, plastics is the latest. But we know that when we encounter a problem, that the challenge is always, how do we make a change? Whether that's consumer attitude, whether that's the jobs that the existing folks involved in that existing problem are involved in, and how we transition those folks. There's a lot of real challenging pieces that make a problem-solving solution work. When SB 54 came to our floor over a year ago, I voted to support it, not because I thought the bill was perfect at the time, but because I had trusted confidence in the author, the senator from Santa Monica, to be thoughtful in trying to carve and craft a solution that would move us forward in dealing with the problem of plastics. And I think all of our confidence in him were rewarded in the bill that's before you today. I want to join in thanking the senator from the San Fernando Valley, the many staff members who worked tirelessly on this, certainly the senator from Santa Monica for his leadership. There are a lot of times when we can't solve problems, and what do? They're kicked to the ballot for the voters to decide in a black and white circumstance where they don't know all the nuances and our ability to make adjustments as circumstances change. And that's never really the best solution for problem solving. We know that. And so I think the actions today not only are thoughtful and far-reaching, but they also avoid that rigidity that happens when the voters say yes or no, and somehow that's the final solution going forward in that policy area. So I applaud the author, I applaud the Senate. SB 54 is worthy of support today. Not going to be perfect for everyone, but it has all the elements of progressive problem solving that's a testament to the Senate and to the leadership of the author.
Senator Skinner.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, is this bill the most important bill of the year? No, but it is essential. And I hope that we are not too late in addressing this scourge of plastics. All of us, all human life is dependent on the health of our oceans and waterways, on the health of our atmosphere and the air we breathe, on the health of the land. Plastics are polluting all of the three of those, and to a level that is incomprehensible. Yesterday we talked about how we have to act in a way to potentially continue some use of fossil fuels because our extreme use of fossil fuels has caused us to be in the climate crisis right now, and we don't want people to die if this year or next year we have such high heat days that put such a demand on our electricity grid that our air conditioning would fall out and thus people would die. Why are we facing that? Because we have not acted appropriately, and I say we, the collective human we, because we have known about the crisis of the climate for decades. We have also known about the crisis of plastics for decades. I hope we are not too late. No, this is not the most important bill of this year, but it is essential, and I ask for your aye vote.
Senator Roth.
You know, thank you, Madam President. Once I figure out my microphone, I'm not going to speak to the bill, but I thought I'd take a moment. I don't know that I've ever done this in 10 years to talk a little bit about the author. You know, we come here from different directions, and people approach us about carrying bills, and sometimes we pay attention to them, and sometimes we don't pay a lot of attention to them, even when we agree to carry the bills. But I think this is a perfect example of of how to be a legislator in California, a perfect example of how to grapple with complex issues, an example of how to handle difficult and thorny obstacles, and occasionally how to handle difficult people, and how to stay focused on the goal and the objective, and despite being bumped around year after year, as this particular author was on this particular subject, to stay the course. And the end result is to produce something that sometimes we don't see around here, something of enduring value. And I think the author is to be commended. I've been extraordinarily impressed with his intuition on this particular issue, and frankly with his smarts. And he's to be commended, and I've been very, very impressed. So kudos to the senator from Santa Monica.
Members, is there any further discussion or debate? Any further discussion or debate? Seeing none, Senator Allen, you may conclude.
Well, thank you so much, members, for the wonderful comments. I love the fact that there's a baby here. I kissed my baby this morning when I came here to work, and I think about the sort of legacy we're leaving to the next generation, all the great challenges we have, structural, environmental, and this is one that we really have to fix. And I hope that with this bill today, we're taking a big step in solving a major and helping the globe solve a major environmental problem that will make the world a little bit better for that young person up there in the gallery and for all of our children and grandchildren. Members, we've been thanking a lot of people. I do want to take a moment to thank the Pro Tem and her staff for helping us to get here. This has been such a wild process, and having the help of the leadership get us to this moment, especially at critical moments when the bill was in trouble, was so valuable, and I want to thank you, Madam Pro Tem. I want to thank the other co-authors. I mean, it was so fantastic on the Assembly floor having Blanca Rubio and Luz Rivas getting up to speak on behalf of the bill, but also Assemblymember Patterson and Laura Friedman. I mean, it was such an interesting mix of people who got up to speak on the Assembly floor. Here in the Senate, we had folks working on this for so long. Our joint authors and co-authors, Senator Stern, Senator Wiener, Senator Kamlager, who did a really important bill in this space, Senator Becker, Senators Skinner and Hertzberg, who've been working so hard. Of course, Lena Gonzalez as well, who unfortunately is not here today. But I just want to thank all of you and everybody else who've been working so hard to help us get here. This is the product of a painstaking compromise. This is that brought together so many different stakeholders. There's still so much work to be done here as we try to address this major environmental challenge. But I appreciate the members for getting up and recognizing how much work it was, for recognizing our staff, and just the incredible work of the advocates on both sides who helped to get us here. Give us this opportunity, members, to help solve a major problem, but do it together. I respectfully ask your aye vote.
Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Allen. Aye. Archuleta. Aye. Atkins. Aye. Bates. Becker. Aye. Borges. Bradford. Caballero. Aye. Cortese. Aye. Daly. Dodd. Aye. Durazo. Aye. Eggman. Aye. Glazer. Aye. Gonzalez. Grove. Hertzberg. Aye. Wesso. Aye. Hurtado. Jones. Kamlager. Aye. Laird. Leyva. Aye. Limon. Aye. McGuire. Aye. Melendez. Min. Aye. Newman. Aye. Nielsen. Ochoa Bogue. Pan. Aye. Portantino. Aye. Roth. Aye. Rubio. Aye. Skinner. Aye. Stern. Aye. Umberg. Aye. Wachowski. Aye. Wiener. Aye. Wilk.
Please call the absent members.
Bates. Borges. Bradford. Aye. Daly. Gonzalez. Grove. Hurtado. Jones. Aye. Laird. Melendez. Nielsen. Ochoa Bogue, Wilk.
Ayes 29, no 0. The amendments are concurred in. Members, we don't usually clap. We don't usually clap, but I think this one deserves this. Senator Allen.
Yeah, thank you so much, members. Thank you, thank you. I just want to request permission to submit a letter to the Journal. It's been approved by both sides, and I want to request immediate transmittal to the governor.
Without objection.
Thank you, members.
Members are going to take a short little break.